As winter pierces through the streets of downtown Portland,
it's getting pretty cold.
Women like Gina,
please help us if you can, thank you,
look for a safe, warm place to go.
One day at a time.
Immediately.
At the direction of Portland's new mayor, Keith Wilson, and in financial partnership with Multnomah County, temporary emergency shelters are popping up, like this one for women off Southwest 2nd Avenue and Burnside Street. It's run by the Salvation Army. We went inside the day before it opened early January.
Mayor Wilson certainly reached out to us and asked if we might have capacity and ability to do that, and we responded to that.
It was almost as if it was like overnight.
That's Jacqueline Detmer. Until recently, she worked at the Salvation Army as an outreach worker and then mobile outreach lead. She watched as Mayor Wilson and his team tapped the Salvation Army to quickly stand up 200 temporary shelter beds in 2 locations with what she said was not enough time or resources, specifically those needed to train new temporary staff to handle the level of crisis homeless people are experiencing.
The rapid rollout and seeing different ways that that's approached, whether it's hiring temporary workers who are not skilled or equipped or even warned at some of the challenges that they may face.
This ultimately led her to quit her job early this month.
The lack of teamwork and the lack of collaboration between different organizations and the pressure put on top of everyone regarding the speedy timeline, I think it doesn't really cultivate a healthy environment for anyone involved.
Major Jonathan Harvey with the Salvation Army Cascade Division sent KGW the following statement, saying in part, quote, "The Salvation Army has a long history of responding rapidly in times of crisis. We want to emphasize that we have met the 1-to-20 staff-to-guest ratio every night since the shelter expansion began. Training is an ongoing priority for us, and we are committed to maintaining a safe and healthy environment for both our guests and staff." The urgency to open these beds is driven by Mayor Wilson's agenda to end unsheltered homelessness, a lofty $28 million goal he presented to City Council last week.
We make sure every bed, every night is being used for life-saving care.
Mayor Wilson set a deadline of December 1st to open 1,500 more beds citywide, including turning churches into congregate shelters, a model many on the streets purposely avoid.
There's just a lot of people that steal. Good boy. And you've got people, the minute you turn your back or go to the restroom, even out here sometimes, you know, everything you've got's gone.
While we might have buildings, we might have community members, are we doing it in a trauma-informed lens, in a holistic development aspect? Are we trying to put a Band-Aid on something where it actually needs a full-on surgery?
I'd like to see more people out on the street, you know, talking to people and finding out, you know, one-on-one, figuring out what we need, because you're not going to find out by just putting up a sign and saying, hey, we have a shelter over here.
Now, I also reached out to the mayor's office for his take on all of this. His spokesperson tells me they appreciate the Salvation Army's willingness to expand quickly and provide shelter for people suffering on the streets. I'm told Mayor Wilson met with Portland service providers to hear any of their concerns around expanding shelters. And the city's shelter services team is soon opening an application so organizations can apply for money to open and run more shelters, all to fulfill the mayor's plan.